success makes you feel empty. And the more successful you are, the more emptiness you will experience. And this is pretty normal. I know this, I experienced this myself, and I talk to a lot of famous DJs and artists, and they recognize it as well. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a backstory, and then I will give you the antidote for it. I began as a DJ at a local bar when I was 18 years old. Pretty soon I became the manager overall, and after 2 years I bought the place. I was a party DJ there. In the meanwhile, I started to play as a club DJ as well with vinyl in Breda in the Lente. And it was amazing. It's the same place as where DJ Tiesto started. And when I had my own bar, I had to quit playing in the club, but my heart always did go out to house music, tech house music. And at my own bar, I had to be the party DJ, so it was not right for me. So I sold the place, and at that moment when I sold the place, I immediately got the opportunity to have my residency at the other local club in Breda called The Spock. And this is amazing. That's the place where DJ Tiesto played for 10 years. He had his residency there. And for me, it gave me the opportunity to work on my foundation, to work on my skills as a DJ, but not on playing the records, but more reading the audience, playing with the music and the audience. And of course, to enlarge my network, because that club was connected to a lot of DJs from the Magic Store, the record store of Tiesto as well. And for me, it was a great chance, great opportunity to put myself into the picture of the big programmers. So from that point on, I started to be a producer as well, because it became more and more important at that moment. And I grew my network and got a manager, and then I started playing in bigger clubs in the Netherlands, first in the smaller rooms, later in the main rooms. I started to play with famous DJs like Hardwell, Martin Garrix, Fedde Le Grand, etc. International DJs as well. And for me, it was like, okay, let's go. But in the meanwhile, I was not really happy, because if people asked me, are you happy? I always gave the answer, yes, of course. Here I'm playing with these guys. Here's a poster with my name on it. I am having backroom talks backstage talks with the most famous DJs of the world. I'm standing on podia. It's amazing, but it was just only talk, not feelings. And this shifted for me in 2012. I was living at Mallorca. I was playing at the lounge bar and the club at Cala Major. And there I met someone. And this woman, she asked me, hey Paul, tell me something about your past. And I was like, yeah, it was not great, but everyone else has not great stuff in their past. So how is your past? And she was like, no, I want to know. And I couldn't hold it in anymore. For me, it was a mask all the time. It was the wall around my heart all the time. And she got rid of it like an animal, like a butcher. Bam. And I started crying in front of her. And suddenly I understood, okay, this is the first time I'm crying while there's someone else in 22 years. That's not okay. And I started to feel things in my body, and I was like, what? What's happening? I didn't know how that worked. So from that moment on, I said, okay, I'm never going back being a walking head. I want to be the human being as a whole. I want to experience life with all the rich feelings, like the great happy feelings, but the sad feelings as well, because that's what makes life very interesting and rich as an experience. But after that, I agreed with that, with myself. But I was like this toddler who didn't know how to cope with feelings. It was quite funny and painful at once. And I was still a DJ, so I came back in the Netherlands and I had this great night here in Breda. There's this theater, and I was the opening act in the main room. It was amazing. After that, I had to jump in the car immediately to go to another club where 2,500 people. I had the prime time moment, and 2,500 people were going crazy. And I agreed with myself, okay, from now on, every time when I have a gig and I'm standing on stage, I will always one time do one step back and let the music play and let everything hit me. I wanted to experience and feel what it did to me. And it was over there. And I knew, okay, this is the biggest drop of my set, because when you're playing as a DJ, you are telling a story. You have the beginning, the climax, the ending. So I knew, okay, this is going to be the climax. And I was standing there and I was like, okay, let the music come, let the drop come, let the lights. There were visuals and dancers, everything, the MC. And I was like, okay, hit me. And the music dropped. And what happened to me? Nothing. I felt nothing. Only emptiness. And I was like, is this it? Is this what I wanted to do all the time? This was a really great club. The visuals, the sound, the place, the podium, everything was spot on. The audience, they were amazing. Dancing, shouting, screaming, hands up high, jumping, everything. And still nothing. And the climax is always at the end of your set. So after that I play one more record and the next DJ comes. And I gave it over to the next DJs. I went to the dressing room, changed my shirt, and had to jump in my car again to go to the next gig. Driving by myself, way too fast on the highway to make it on time to the next gig. The next gig was like blurry for me. And after that I still have to drive like 1.5 hours back home. Jumped in bed at 6 in the morning. And I was watching the ceiling and I was like, is this what I really want? Is this what makes me happy? And at that moment I knew one thing. And it has something to do with these two animals you see in front of me, the jaguar and the wolf. I have to change something because this is not what I want to experience. Later, at that moment, I didn't understand this. Later, I understood, yeah, if you want to feel something, it has not really something to do with your surroundings. Of course, your surroundings can make what you feel more intense or less intense if you pay attention. But it was shut down again in myself. At that moment, I made the decision I didn't want to be a DJ. I talked to a famous DJ about this, DJ Hardwell, and I asked him, okay, because I was at this point in my DJ career, if I push through now, I can get to another level. I was at that point, but I had to make the choice. So I asked DJ Hardwell, who already was famous at that moment, I'm talking about 2014, is this worth it? For me, I'm not talking about his life, not talking about what his feelings are. I'm talking about my feelings. Is it worth it for me? And he gave me some images of the life he lived at that moment. And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that experience of life. So the choice was very easy. But it came with a cost, of course. And it helped me to see, okay, what it was for me is like being a DJ and producer for me was being a jaguar, attacking, lonely, living my own life, attacking. And it was in front of me because it gave me focus. I knew what I wanted. I don't know why I wanted it, but I wanted it. I had this hunger, the jaguar. But what happened to me at Mallorca, that was in 2012, was the wolf entering. The wolf connecting with other people and of course with myself. And what 2012 Mallorca learned me is, first of all, you have to feel a connection within yourself as deeply as possible. And if you feel deeply connected within yourself, at that moment you can connect with other people on a deep level. And not only with other people, also with nature and surroundings and everything that happens around you, your experience outside of yourself. But only if you feel deeply connected within yourself, you can connect yourself to these surroundings. And that's what the wolf means for me. And to be honest, I still sometimes push the wolf away. Because sometimes it can be scary still to connect myself with me, with all my good and bad things in myself. It's not a judgment call. I am happy with everything I am, even with the things I can call bad. But sometimes I don't feel fully connected, and more of the time I don't want to connect too much with other people. I want to be the monk, the solistic, hungry creature to attack. And this is the antidote for success. If you only have the jaguar, you will feel empty more and more and more. You want to do more crazy things for the more deeper experiences. So you start jumping out of planes, or start using drugs, or drink a lot, or eat really spicy. It can be everything. You can do things that are not allowed anymore, or you only can do because you have a lot of money, because you think that's what fills you up. That's what makes life rich. It's not. It's just a jaguar attacking more of life. And if you only have the jaguar, you feel more and more empty. It's becoming a black hole. Therefore, you need to introduce your wolf, your inner connection within yourself. And if you can do this, only then you can experience life on a deep level. And only on that level, it's where life really starts to be colorful and bright again. You feel like you are alive. It's not coming with more success. I don't say quit being successful. No, please no. I like high performers. I like the successful people who push through, who go hard. I like it. That's a jaguar in me. But do it together with the wolf. And then I know there is this voice in your head, and that voice will say, yeah, but that's dangerous. And it is. I'm not going to say it's not dangerous. Because like I said, I spoke with a lot of famous people. And when you are famous, feeling deeply connected with yourself and with other people can be very good to be attacked. So a lot of external factors, especially people, not nice people, people who are angry or negative, they can attack you when you are integrated with your wolf. There is another level above this, but then you have to go really like the Zen Buddha mode, where you can integrate these two, feel everything, and be okay with it. But at that moment you really have to be the best Buddhist or the best in yoga, not the asanas only, really the full philosophy of Patanjali. You have to be fully integrated with everything and almost understand that everything is in life is just like a theater or like a movie played out in your head and within you, and you can understand that if something hurts you, it's because you believe something about it. It's the same with happy feelings. If you believe a compliment about yourself, it can make you happy because you believe it. If you believe a hate comment about yourself, it hurts. It's just what you believe about it. But that's the next step. First of all, you want to play the game of managing when do you introduce the jaguar in the moment, and at what moments do you introduce the wolf. And with the wolf comes one term, and I find it very amazing because you can name it tactical thinking. That sounds great, but in the end it's just mindfulness. Like I said earlier in this video, if you can experience something deeply within yourself, it doesn't matter if it's a big event or the smallest event possible. And that's your training. If you are successful and you want to feel more, you want to experience more of life, you have to start with the little things. You have to start being mindful when you eat. When you eat something nice, like a great ribeye, take a bite and notice in your mind and in your body what it does to you. What do you feel? How does it smell? What do you taste? What do you think? What do you believe about it? And if you make these small things matter again, you will start to experience the bigger things as greater experiences as well. And when you practice this over and over again, you will notice you don't feel empty anymore. You will feel life gives you a lot. You can start to be grateful for all the things in your life again. And you start to recognize the feeling of gratefulness. Because a lot of people say, yeah, I'm grateful for my success and my money and my experiences. Yeah, but most of the people think it. They don't feel it. And the antidote for emptiness is feeling everything. Integrate the wolf without losing the jaguar. That's what you have to do. For me, it was amazing what happened to me after I quit being a DJ, and life tested me. 5 years later, I started to play as a DJ again because it was good money and I was like, I like playing music, but it didn't work for me. Sometimes people say, do you want to play again, Paul? I say maybe, but then only the music I love. But I'm not sure if it's good for me, because this will attract a different life to me, and a life that's not really good for me, the life I live right now with my family, with my son, with a lot of exercise, good food, some deep connections, not too much. That's what life gives me right now, and it's amazing. It's deep, it's full with experiences, and these experiences are great and intense, but not intense like 100,000 people in front of me. Intense like looking into the eyes of my wife and feel my whole body shiver. That's what you need to do if you feel empty a lot. Start with trying to feel all the little things. And guaranteed, you will start to enjoy life on a much higher level.